Hello everyone, Gabe here, PC community developer here at Ubisoft, and welcome to the January edition of Last Month in PC. CES hit us a few weeks ago and there's a ton of information coming out of that, so brace yourself for a bit of a hardware overload. But the start of 2020 has also been pretty good for us here at Ubisoft, and we also released a game a few days ago. So stick around and let's get to the news. Starting it off with AMD, who revealed their RYZEN Mobile 4000 processors at CES. These are built on the Zen 2 architecture using the 7nm process with Vega graphics. There are two variants of RYZEN Mobile 4000 using two different power points. The U series aimed at ultra-thin laptops and the H series aimed at high-performance laptops. The Ryzen 7 4800H is an 8-core 16-thread CPU. We'll throw up the specs of each of them on the screen now, and you can pause the video if you want to take a closer look at them. AMD claimed that the top-end Ryzen 7 4800H offers desktop caliber performance, and AMD showed some impressive results during their presentation. These will be available in laptops starting soon and throughout the year. It may be interesting to see how they end up performing in real-life benchmarks as well. Unfortunately, there was no news about Zen 3 and the next generation of desktop CPUs, but Dr. Lisa Su has confirmed that we'll see them in 2020. And continuing on the news from AMD, they released their Radeon 5500 XT back in December. It's a sub $200 price point graphics card that's aimed at a little bit more of the budget market. There's a 4GB and an 8GB model available, priced at $169 for the 4GB and $199 for the 8GB respectively. As for performance, the 4GB variant sits around the same level as the GTX 1650 Super, while the 8GB version allows the use of higher settings in the resolution and sits closer to the GTX 1660. If your GPU is a few years old at this point, they may be something worth considering for you. And the final bit of news from AMD is that the Radeon 5600 XT is available now. This is a mid-range GPU that sits between the RX 5500 XT and the RX 5700. This uses a cut-down version of the 5700 series in order to deliver a product that is at a specific price point. It falls within the $200 to $300 range, which is a hotly contested market these days, and aims to deliver strong performance at 1080p using ultra settings. As for performance, the RX 5600 XT seems to outperform the similarly priced GTX 1660 Ti. Anything below this, including the 1660 Super, is aimed at different price points. The GPU also lands pretty close to the RX 2060, though it falls behind in some games. A week before the 5600 XT launched, the GeForce RTX 2060 received a price cut, bringing it down to $299. This brings it head-to-head with this new GPU from AMD. When it comes to buying a new GPU with this budget, you may face a tough decision deciding between these two, but as always, it's best to look at some benchmarks out there to see what best fits you. A BIOS update is available for some RX 5600 XT models, which increases the game, boost, and memory clock for a significant performance gain, bringing it closer to the performance of the RX 5700. When shopping around, be sure to check this out and look at some benchmarks for the individual model if you can. And now over to Asus, who have released the ROG BEZEL-FREE kit. This is a device that sits between your two monitors and uses refracted light to create an optical illusion that hides the bezel between them. Though Asus do claim that the section will lose some brightness, so it would be worth seeing in person if that's a possibility before you end up buying it. The kit is available now and costs $109 that comes with two pairs of devices, allowing you to utilize it on a triple monitor setup. Continuing with the Asus news, they have teamed up with Nvidia to reveal a monitor with 360Hz refresh rate. The ROG Swift 360Hz features a 1080p 24.5-inch display that comes with G-Sync. A release date or pricing information is not available yet, but as you can imagine, it's aimed towards high esports players, so you can probably expect the price to be pretty high. If 360Hz is a bit high for you, Lenovo has revealed a 240Hz monitor that uses an IPS panel. The Lenovo Legion Y25 shows off sharper, brighter, and more realistic colors. The 24.5-inch 1080p screen features a max brightness of 400 nits, supports HDR and AMD FreeSync to help eliminate screen tears. The screen will be released in June for about $320. Now back over to Asus, who showed off the ROG Chakram, which is a mouse that has a joystick in place of the thumb buttons. It can be set to either use analog or digital mode, and in analog mode, it acts as a traditional joystick that can be used for camera controls or even steering. In digital mode, it becomes a 4-way programmable joystick. The mouse also offers a large degree of customization, including the usual stuff like DPI, RGB, and programmable buttons, but you can also change the switches under the left and right mouse buttons to make them feel different. The mouse should be available very soon, but we don't have a confirmed price yet. New PCIe 4.0 SSDs continue to roll out, and at CES we saw some pretty ridiculous speeds. The Samsung 980 1TB offers a sequential read of 6,500 MB a second and a sequential write of 5,000 MB a second. Meanwhile, ADATA showed the XPG Sage using the brand new Integrate Rainier controller that promises 7,000 MB a second write and 6,000 MB a second read. Pricing is not available yet for either product, and keep in mind that you will need a motherboard and CPU that support PCIe 4.0, such as the X570 chipset with a Ryzen 3000 series CPU. Now back over to AMD, where over the past year we've really seen that Radeon RX 5000 series improve the lineup of AMD's GPUs, but we're kinda still missing that ultra high point. In a recent interview, Dr. Lisa Su has confirmed that AMD are working on delivering a GPU at the top end. To quote her directly, "I can say you're going to see Big Navi in 2020. You can check out the full interview linked in the description below. We've known for a while now that Intel are looking to re-enter the discrete GPU market, and now we finally have something that they showed off at CES. The XE series are split into three: the XE-LP, XE-HP, and XE-HPC for lower power, high performance, and high performance computing workloads. Intel showed off the XE-LP at CES running Destiny 2 at 60 FPS 1080p on a laptop. They also revealed the discrete graphics one and confirmed they are sending it to developers to get accustomed to the new XE architecture. That's all we have to go on at the moment, but hopefully we'll see more throughout the year, including the XE-HP, which could be more interesting for desktop gaming. Alienware brought an interesting concept to CES this year. The Concept UFO is a portable PC that's running Windows 10 and has two detachable controllers on the side. The controllers can be removed from the device and combined to create a separate game controller. Alienware's included software rounds up all the games from your existing libraries like Uplay, Steam, and the Epic Game Stores, and allows you to access them in one place so you can easily switch between them. They obviously won't have the power of a desktop or maybe even a high-end gaming laptop, but the portability offered is an interesting idea. It could also potentially be used for streaming, both in-home and through the cloud. Though Alienware insists that this is a prototype and there are no plans to bring it to the market right now. AMD have clarified FreeSync labeling with two new specifications: FreeSync, FreeSync Premium, and FreeSync Premium Pro. FreeSync refers to monitors that have met the quality standards to be declared tear-free, low flicker, and low latency. FreeSync Premium offers the same, but at least 120Hz with low frame rate compensation. FreeSync Premium Pro, formerly known as FreeSync 2 HDR, includes the same as the previous two specifications, but also has HDR. AMD state that regardless of tier, all FreeSync monitors go through a comprehensive certification process, which tests various aspects such as no tearing, low flicker, and low latency to enable highly responsive gaming. Learn more about it in the video linked in the description below. The AMD Radeon Software Adrenalin Edition 2020 released back in December, and while it brings some new stability and performance improvements, it also comes with a new range of features. User profiles are available, which are preset configurations that modify multiple settings depending on your selection. There are currently 3 profiles, and menu control is still available. The Game Center acts as the front end that allows you to launch your game libraries from multiple launchers all from one place. You can also find your media collections, compatibility information, and the upgrade advisor that marks your games with red, yellow, and green depending on how well your hardware meets the game's requirements. The performance section displays metrics and allows you to manually adjust a wide range of settings, including overclocking the graphics card. The release also includes features such as image sharpening, integer display scaling, and AMD Boost. AMD Link has also been expanded. The mobile app allows you to stream your games from your PC to your mobile device and monitor system information. It allows you to stream to a different network and comes with a new user interface. Be sure to install the latest version if you want to check this all out. The new Microsoft Edge browser is out on preview, and it's based on CHROMIUM, the open source project that powers Google Chrome. It has several features including AAD support, a legacy Internet Explorer mode, 4K streaming, Dolby Audio, and support for Chrome-based extensions. It will be automatically pushed to Windows 10 users in time, or if you want to try it out right now, you can download it by following the link in the description below. And finally, we want some F's in the comment section as Microsoft has officially ended Windows 7 support. It has spawned some absolutely fantastic memes though, so it did go out with a bang. But on a more serious note, no security updates or technical support for PCs running on this operating system will be provided. If you're still using Windows 7, you may want to consider upgrading to a new operating system, or it could leave you susceptible to new security threats. And now over to Ubisoft. The Year 4 Season 4.3 update is available in Rainbow Six Siege now that brings a whole host of balancing changes as well as bug fixes. All weapons have had their aim down sight times increased to counteract the animation's overhaul back in Ember Rise that caused them to decrease across the board. This is only one of the changes brought in with the new update. For the rest, be sure to check out the patch notes. As always, if you want to learn a little bit more behind the changes, you can also check out the designer notes. With Year 4 Season 4.3, the team are also testing out Vulkan support on live servers. Vulkan API will allow the developers to utilize certain features that will help optimize GPU and CPU cost of rendering, which could result in higher frame rates. After some extensive internal testing, the team decided it's time to move forward with the testing on the live servers against a broader variety of hardware and larger population of players. You can check out the blog and the video we put together linked in the description below. The 4th edition of the 6th Invitational will take place in Greater Montreal in February as the world's best players compete to be crowned world champion. You'll be able to follow all the action from the group stages to the finals live on Twitch and YouTube. Year 4 is coming to For Honor. The Year of Reckoning will bring 4 new seasons, each with their own theme, activities, and rewards. 2 new heroes will also be joining the fray throughout the year. There will be no year pass this time, but instead we will be implementing a battle pass providing 100 tiers of customization items and consumables. There will be a free pass and a premium pass with shared progression across the different tiers and resetting with each new season. Stay tuned for more information on Season 1 very soon. Title Update 1.1 is coming to Ghost Recon Breakpoint, which brings some modifications to the AI, a bunch of bug fixes, and much more. Be sure to head over to the patch notes to get the full list and all the information. The Terminator missions are also live in Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Join forces with a soldier from the future to combat the T-800 Terminator who will be stopping at nothing to complete his mission. The Settlers team took another deep dive into one of their biomes. The Midland biomes is inspired by Central Europe and features an inviting and friendly landscape. Each biome is split into 3 different regions. The Frontier, where you'll first lay anchor and build your first settlement featuring sandy beaches that give away to a lush greenery as you move further from the coast into the next region. Calm, flowery meadows go hand in hand with patches of exposed earth and dense vegetation in the inland area. The core land makes up the center of the island and features more autumn-based colors. Learn more in the blog linked in the description below. Remember back towards the beginning where we said one game was released recently? Well, Might and Magic Chess Royale is now available on PC. Fight 99 other players on a real-time chess battlefield to be the last hero standing in this 100-player auto-battler. Strategically select specific units and spells to create unique synergies and watch them battle opponents in thrilling, rapid, accessible matches. To activate it and add it to your library, head down into the description and follow the link. Thanks for watching everyone, we hope that gives you a quick recap of what's been a very busy start to 2020 so far. As always, if you have any feedback or questions, you can leave them down in the comment section. Until next time, see you later.